Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Happy and Hawk, taking place here on Turtle Rock. This is still 1.29, I believe. Let me go ahead and double check. Yes, it is still 1.29 as the game is getting underway. I will be your caster, commentator, whatever you particularly want, and if you want me to be quiet, as some commenters have recently been saying, feel free to just mute me now, because I do play-by-play commentary as opposed to the color commentary. Alright, what does play-by-play commentary mean? Or, well, I guess a little bit of theory in terms of casting. I'll go ahead and introduce the players. We do have Happy spawning as the green undead here at what I'll call the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Hawk has spawned as the purple human over here at the 5 o'clock position here on Turtle Rock. Now, a little bit of theory or a little bit of the thought process behind my particular style of casting. There's really two things that commentators should really be talking about when, casting Warcraft 3 or any real-time strategy. It's either the planning or the execution. Planning, things about planning are particular strategies, basically what they're trying to execute, what they are trying to do, and more, the why. Hello, Falapt, nice of you to join me. Beyond that, there is the execution part of Warcraft 3. And Warcraft 3, the execution part of Warcraft 3 is particularly, much more involved because, Warcraft 3 is a much more micro-intensive game. Being able to get the most value out of all of your units, it is pretty much an absolute necessary and must. You're not controlling these large armies and just attack moving with death balls. No, you're trying to get units into position. You're trying to get surrounds. You're always trying to do a little bit more than your opponent. And because of that, I often do make comments about a lot of the micro that is being used here. The Death Knight is going to be coming down across the map. I don't believe, nope, there are no sea turtle hatchings or any skeletons out here ready to go, but we should have a Rod of Necromancy charge here in just a second. You can see there goes that water elemental right there. Death Coil to try and finish it off, get some experience, 42 experience. That may not sound like much, but because the water elemental at level 1 still counts as a 3 supply unit, it is still rather expensive. On the other hand, the Archmage is going to go ahead and try and chase down that skeletal minion, and some precious time is going to be lost here. The Archmage gets the final fireball off there. Archmage is now going to be backing away up to 145 mana, but also taking a look across here, Hawk has not yet upgraded his Arcane Tower. Normally, an Arcane Tower is upgraded to try and prevent these skeletal minions and the Death Knight from doing any sort of major harassment. You can see the skeletal minions are off across over here, but the skeletal minions are going to just end up feeding Hawk's Archmage and that experience. The Death Knight not having much to really show for this one particular battle. Now, what is going to be this follow-up play? The skeletal minion being forced to retreat all the way back. You can take a look, another one right there. The skeletal minions are going to be regenerating better hit points on Blight as the units are now making their way back off. Hi, Darwin, WarCraft, hey, new, how you guys doing? As the skeletal minions are, gonna try to hold that front line. Water Elemental is gonna finish off those, some more of those skeletal minions. You see a little bit of a Death Coil steal right there, but only up to 62 experience so far, as the skeletal minions are now retreating again. Now, a lot of micro is being used to try and chase down skeletal minions, and, one thing to know about skeletal minions is that they are, in fact, timed life. There isn't much of a resource loss when you take down a skeletal minion, only experience gained, as the Archmage is now getting so close to level 2. Death Knight now making its way back off to the north here. Is perhaps a Water Elemental going to get taken down? There's level 2 onto that Archmage. Archmage going to be very important, getting that Brilliance Aura now, an additional 0.75 mana per second, as the Death Knight wants to airmail, but does get the final shot, timing the skeletal minion attacks with his Death Coil to get the killing blow. Great job there. PRAC9, thank you for tuning in. And all of you guys who are wondering what's going on with the chat channel, I do stream on Twitch from time to time, and that's what you're looking at right now. It makes me stay a little bit more awake and aware of what is going on. As we can take a look, Water Elementals, gonna go ahead and finish, or end up getting finished off here. Death Knight should be able to finish that kill there. Death Coil was not necessary, but the Death Knight really wants to get to level 2. You can see the level 2, the movement speed on that Death Knight is just not fast enough to keep up with these footmen. The Crypt Fiends are lagging behind, and because of that, well, the human player is able to retreat rather safely. Alright, footmen now going to be looking to back up here. I do not see defend being researched. There's a Death Coil trying to finish off a skeleton, or trying to finish off a peasant. There it goes. Death Knight now just shy of level 2 here, but with no more mana and a sea of militia chasing back these units. Well, the Death Knight decides to, well, give up a little bit. All right, let's take a look at this. Using that time life pretty effectively. Death Knight is going to be able to finish off that one footman. Footman down to 64, 39 hit points. 2 more shots from these Crypt Fiends would have been enough to finish it off. However, the Crypt Fiends do attack rather slow. As you can take a look, the Water Elemental already down to 73 hit points. Is it going to be able to get enough damage? Is it going to be able to get the killing blow? No, it is not. Beautiful, beautiful denial right there by Hawk from the Archmage. And then pushing that Water Elemental through the wall. Beautifully done, as the Death Knight now losing a lot of mana. Happy about what's going on right now, as he is being forced to retreat back. He has 3 very low hit point Crypt Fiends, but he should be fairly far along with his tech. I believe we're going to have a bit of a reprieve right now. There is the Lich already being added, Slaughterhouse being added right there, as the Crypt Fiends are now looking to back up. This is all that follow-up plan, and this is where the Undead army should really start to shine. Without an expansion, Hawk is still trying to play this one base game against Undead players, and, well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Well, actually, I don't know. We are going very fast into a tech of tier 3. Alright, a fast tier 3 tech by Hawk, as opposed to the stereotypical upgrade or fast expansion attempt. What is the Mountain King looking to hope to do here? Perhaps try and steal a little bit more experience than Nye. And let's take a look off over here. Oh, very low hit point Crypt Fiend. Death Knight low on mana. Stormbolt could be in order. Stormbolt onto a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend gonna go ahead and get taken down. Death Knight gonna be forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Is a Stormbolt gonna go across? Frost Nova onto the last unit there in order to get a little bit of gold before he retreats. But the Archmage and the Mountain King cleaning up, as the Scroll of Regeneration now healing up the majority of those units again. Obsidian Statue has now joined in on the fight. Beautifully done. Let's take a look. Archmage, all of these units do want to retreat. There is a Water Elemental, could just stay back. Thank you for the subscription. Always definitely helpful. Getting a little bit of extra support from Amazon and Twitch. Well, it pays the bills, since I do have to get a decent internet speed in order to cast all of this and interact with all of you guys. Anyways, Death Knight looking to pull back the Ogre Magi creep camp. Let's take a look. We are going to have a creep camp between them, as an ensnare goes down on the Water Elemental. A little bit of damage from that Frost, or from the attack of that Lich as well. Still no Orb of Corruption yet, as I guess there is nothing that's really purchased anything so far. All right, there goes another skeletal minion, as we are at 39 supply over 50 compared to what is the human. I cannot tell, since, well, observer mode is a little bit difficult here. So 47. So yeah, definitely Hawk has the advantage. A much larger army, and tech wise he's not too far behind. We are getting knights, we are getting up a paladin, so it is going to be human tri-hero, as a Stormbolt goes down onto the Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend now trying to retreat back here. Mountain King running straight behind enemy lines, trying to win out on this fight here. Big Frost Nova goes down as well. As you can take a look, we're going to see a Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend very low on hit points, trying to get away. Mountain King gonna go ahead and get the Stormbolt off, finishes it off right there, but it is completely out of position. Mountain King wants to come back the other way. Mountain King, did he invest too much trying to chase down those units? As we are taking a look at the Mountain King coming back. Yeah, Griffins are now in the fight as well. So Griffins are going to be able to shoot down those Obsidian Statues very quickly. That's their main priority target. It is also going to force the Obsidian Statues to try to go into Destroyer form a little bit faster than it would like to, and perhaps not be able to get the necessary mana. Alright, it is going to come down to a bit of timing, as you see the Paladin using the Staff of Sanctuary, bringing back, I believe, bringing back a unit. What unit was it? A low hit point footman, as that is, well, going to be a little bit more difficult as well. Alright, let's go ahead and head back across over here. There goes a couple more units. Ogre Magi going to get shot down as well. It is going to be Death Knight sitting at 2, Lich sitting at 1, and that is not going to be enough experience, I still don't believe, as the Death Knight just shy of level 3. All right, Paladin is here as well. Paladin is sitting at level 1. Extra mana definitely helping. Mountain King has a potion of greater mana and a potion of greater healing. This could be tremendously helpful as the Paladin finally gets to level 2 and should be getting Divine Shield. Dark Ranger also adding in here, and Silence is perhaps what is in store to try and slow down, well, the Paladin and that Mountain King. All right, unit's going to be looking to back up. Orb of Corruption all of a sudden changes the tide of that battle extremely fast. Water Elementals in that front line getting in a bunch of damage on the Death Knight. Death Knight being forced to retreat here. Holy Light, big thunderclap coming across, slowing down units as the Crypt Fiends focusing, or the Griffins focusing onto the Crypt Fiends. Not necessarily the best call whatsoever. I don't know who Korta is, but thank you anyways, as the Crypt Fiends are continuing to take that damage. All right, Paladin is in a strange spot, does have a potion of greater healing. Are we going to see a Death Coil onto that Crypt Fiend to try and save it? Yes, it is, but the Death Knight, well, probably wished it had 7 more experience. 2 Obsidian statues here, and I think the Obsidian statues are really the vulnerable portion of this army. Force them to go into destroyers, remove any of the healing, and wow, that army is just gonna be a bunch of problems. But well, as we're looking at this though, the Paladin does have the animal war training, doesn't have any additional armor, and still getting more Griffins. This is still a bit of a head scratcher. I don't see the Griffins going after Crypt Fiends. That is not a battle you want Griffins for. The Obsidian statues could have been easily bursted down 2 to 3 waves on a 3/4 hit point Obsidian statue, and it is pretty much already dead. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the follow-up plan here. Paladin sitting at level 2, Mountain King sitting at level 2, Archmage sitting at level 2, almost level 3. At the other end of the map, you can see the Death Knight now up to level 3 as well. Lich is sitting at level 2, Dark Ranger sitting at level 1, as I don't see any black arrows, so is most likely Silence what we were looking at here. 50 over 60 supply, making sure to stay out of upkeep range, as the Death Knight picks up a potion of lesser invulnerability. All right, Archmage looking to back up here. I believe the Archmage is already at 3. Mountain King getting up to 3. Paladin gonna get very close to 3 as well, as the Mountain King purposely backs away. This could be 3-3-3 on the human side compared to a 3-2-2. And well, human definitely is gonna have that advantage going into that next fight. The unit composition is the only thing I'm really worried about, but the command aura may be all the difference there. Crypt Fiends have no upgrades yet. Meanwhile, between command aura and 1-0 upgrades, that is a significant increase in damage from those Griffin Riders. Griffin Riders, 2 in the air, Knights are on the ground. No armor training as of yet. Death Knight going to be holding steady at 3. Lich is going to be getting to level 3 here in just a second. Dark Ranger will be holding at 2, as all of the major creep camps now getting cleared out. Griffin, you can take a look at how much damage 2 Griffins onto a heavy armor unit right there. You can see how fast it just absolutely bursts down once more. And that's what I was talking about, a 450 or 550 hit point Obsidian statue. If he's at half life, he can easily get taken down, but you got to be careful of those Crypt Fiends, as those Crypt Fiends will be trying to web. Alright, still no expansion attempt either. Archmage now with True Shot aura onto the Crypt Fiends, or onto the Griffin Riders as well, plus 12 damage. Up to 2-0 upgrades, and the upgrades may still be the major difference in this fight. Lich does have that Orb of Corruption that is incredibly powerful with that negative armor. But is the Lich going to be focusing onto those Griffins? That is the question. Black arrows also being fired across. As we take a look, only a handful of Gargantuan Sea Turtles creep camps are left. Death Knight going to be holding steady at 3. It is now 3-3-3. There you go. Griffins going straight after the Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends not getting taken down. Obsidian statues are all in the back. Web being used down here, as I believe that is the Death Knight trying to get away. Are they going to be able to get the proper units and compositions? Yes, they are, as the giant sea turtles are all that are left. 3 Griffins up in the air. Stew Cell by, as the Mountain King now still wandering back around. All right, let's take a look here. We are still getting more griffins. Overall, 64 supply compared to 66. We are still completely even in terms of the army fight, as the Orb of Corruption, well, Dark Ranger, it could be the major difference here. Perhaps Banshees with Anti-Magic Shell. All of a sudden, those griffins become, well, fairly useless. If you can take down those Obsidian statues, all of a sudden, all of the healing is gone. The mana from the heroes, well, are also going to be a little bit worse for worse for wear as well. Yeah. No, this is not a live game. I am still casting from replays as the griffins are turning back around here. All right, let's take a look. Lich, about to make its way over. Dark Ranger, Anti-Magic Shell, should be protecting a little bit from that feedback. As you can take a look, a little bit of damage right there. Water Elemental now making its way over. Are we going to see an engagement here? All right, no bashes at all. There is a big thunderclap, and there you go. The Griffins going straight after those Obsidian statues. Obsidian statues get absolutely destroyed, and I think if you just follow it up with that last Obsidian statue, well, no more healing, and things just go sideways very fast. A couple of Griffins, however, now uprooted and out of the proper spot. You're trying to fight past through many of the Anti-Magic Shell as well. Why even bother? 2 Obsidian statues destroyed in an instant. There goes another Crypt Fiend, and I think just taking down 2 Obsidian statues without really losing all that much there, it could have been the key. 54 supply. And losing those 2 Obsidian statues means that those knights are just going to be that much more powerful. The knights in the front line no longer have to worry about destroyers in the air, or those Obsidian statues transforming into destroyers. Yeah, bad positioning, also adding to a bit of that problem. But you got to remember the damage on those Griffin Riders, plus 12 attack with 2-0 upgrades. Essentially, those Griffin Riders are already up to 4-0 upgrades, which, well, is just absolutely eating through those Obsidian statues, and even those Crypt Fiends with their medium armor still taking a fair bit of damage there. Knights getting ready to make their way off to the north. All of this is getting cleared up in every which way. Minimum damage, what, 59, almost 60 damage on the low end, as the Obsidian statues, well, if they get focused down and destroyed, there's going to be no easy recovery. You can take a look. Happy is pretty much throwing everything he has into this next fight, unsummoning the Altar of Darkness in the hopes to get a little bit of additional gold. All right, where are the knights and these units going to be going to next? A human has still not yet set up an expansion, which is a bit of a head scratcher for me. At this point, you kind of want to try and, well, no, you're pretty much all in with this level 1. Do we have possession? Do we have possession? Oh, Banshees with possession. All right, so Banshees could be bringing over possession as well. Knights could actually be completely flipped here. Griffins could get webbed down and then possessed, since they do tend to get pulled over. As you can take a look, Archmage is trying to blizzard down some of those units there. Is that going to really work, as the Archmage is going to be forced to retreat again? Holy Light from that level 4 Paladin should be more than enough to keep all of those units at bay. But the Banshees with a lot of mana, that is going to be the big deal. How is that all going to get followed up? All right, gold is starting to mine out on both sides. Still no expansions as of yet. And this may come down to who is able to possess. Now, let's take a look at this. Are we perhaps going to have Anti-Magic Shell as well? A couple of Crypt Fiends could have been used over here to web down a Griffin. Then you just steal a Griffin and say thank you very much, as the mortar teams would end up falling apart. There you go. Well, there's a new Banshee out onto the field. It is trying to hide away. It's going to be doing exactly that. And you can see a little bit of damage coming across through the other witch side. How is this all going to go down? Anti-Magic Shell being cast across multiple units again to try and protect them from all of that blizzard. And here we go. It looks like there was a quick pause and break in the action, but we are nearly done here, as what is going on. Mortar teams trying to shell shock down all of these units Griffins are here ready to go, 67 supply, and we are now finally looking at an expansion attempt or at least some long distance mining to get a bit more gold. There it is, the expansion attempt coming in from Hawk. How is Happy going to perhaps try to turn things around here? There is the engagement. There you go, so much damage to be had. There's some Blizzard as well. Griffins, Thunderclap. Are we going to get some Banshees stolen? And I still don't see that to be the case there. Trying to perhaps go after some of those units again. Let's go back and forth. There's a Knight stolen. 2 Knights stolen already. Griffins up in the air. Crypt Fiend getting blasted down. 57 supply compared from the other side here as the Knights are turning on each other. There goes another Obsidian Statue. It's going to get taken down here in just a second. Death Coil. No, Obsidian Statue not taken down as the Scroll of Town Portal pulls them all away. Let's take a look at this. 2 Knights being stolen. It is now 58 supply compared to 57. Those 2 Knights making a drastic difference. But we also see Obsidian Statues who desperately need to be repaired. All right, 2 very low hit point Obsidian Statues. They are going to be repaired as well. Mining is going to be difficult as we already see the expansion up and running for Hawk. Hawk using that expansion or the building aspect of Human to get that expansion up and running in pretty much no time at all, as the Haunted Gold Mine only has 200 gold left. I would normally say 20 seconds, but this isn't being fully mined out. All right, 62 over 70 supply. Meanwhile, Human having a tremendous advantage, and he knows that the fight will just be brought over to him. He does not have to worry. He can just wait for the fight to be brought to him, as we see a lot of Banshees out here ready to go again. Look at this. We currently see 3 3 Obsidian Statues. Obsidian Statues, all of them extremely low on mana though. That is potentially a big setback as the Acolytes now move out. 62 over 50 supply. It looks as though a handful of Ziggurats were also lost in the battle as well. Trying to stay up on upkeep or trying to stay up, not really worrying about Ziggurat since he isn't going to be training up any more units. Perhaps buying a handful of useful items would be better. And I believe that is going to be the case. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, 1 item that I see. Where are the remaining units? Dark Ranger right here in the sea of green. Unholy Aura followed by Devotion Aura as the fight is going to go ahead and get prepared. There you go. There's a little bit of damage. Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich is stunned, but pretty much absorbing a lot of that damage. There goes the Griffins. Griffins trying to fight their way through, able to burst now many of those Banshees. Meanwhile, Mountain King, is it going to be able to get a Thunderclap in? Yes, it will. And it also has Curse, causing a little bit more problems. Dark Ranger, there goes another Griffin as well, as a Death Coil takes down another Mortar Team. The push is continuing. There goes a Crypt Fiend. Archmage trying to fight back here, silenced off. 51 over 50 supply. A handful of number of units. Wow, Banshee dodges a bullet as the Mountain King misses its target. All right, more Blizzard being rained down. Death Knight going after the Archmage. Archmage low on hit points. So many low hit point units all across the map. Can't figure out who's going to end up. I believe the Undead is just going to lose 1, 2, 3. Already just lost 3 units in an instant, and that may be too much. That is probably going to be the tipping point as the Griffins look to finish off the remainder of those Obsidian Statues. No, it's going to be able to live and fight another day. Paladin uses Potion of uses its invulnerability to be able to escape again. 40 compared to 50 supply as the push is still going on. Well, let's continue here, trying to finish off these units. You can see that the Griffin is trying to fight back as the Knights are going to be forced to retreat. Not much mana anywhere at all. Low hit point Knight gets healed back up as the units are now trying to retreat back once more. Too many Griffins in the air. Staff of Sanctuary saving a number of units, and now, well, that may be the beginning of the end. We have a Haunted Gold Mine, but I believe it's going to be too little too late as the units are now still pulling back. All right, Militia being called over. Blizzard now being rained down. It's going to hit some of those friendly fire targets again. Mountain King low on mana, unable to do very much. Are they going to turn back around? Low hit point Knight could get taken down. Obsidian Statue, well, I believe, Knight was lost right there. Staff of Sanctuary saves a lower hit point Knight as we are still chasing. 33 supply compared to what I got to believe to be about a 50 army coming in from Hawk. Yeah, 50 army right there, and that is going to be the end of that. 28 supply army just not going to have enough gas in the tank. Griffin's going to finish off the remainder of these heroes, and I believe the GG will be coming in here in just a moment. Paladin gets to level 5, and pretty much a 1-base human able to take on, well, a 1-base undead, something you don't get to see very often. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.